open and closed profit and loss, or in trading jargon, P&L. That's what I want to talk about in this video. It's a very basic, but definitely a very important principle that you need to understand in both your trading and investing. And you can always tell who doesn't quite understand this by the way they talk. Somebody says, oh yeah, I've made $100. And then they talk more and you're like, oh, so, but you still own the stock, or you still own the crypto, or you still own whatever. Yeah, and I made $100. Well, right there and then, you know that they're still a beginner because, I mean, they're just wrong.
This is all wrong.
So to make this as straightforward and simple as possible is what I want you to do is whenever you see the word or think of the word open when it comes to profit and loss, P&L, just think that there is a chance. On the flip side, if something is closed, then I want you to equate that with no chance. So again, open, there's a chance. Closed, there's no chance. Now this brings about the question, okay, chance of what? Or no chance of what? Well, if your position is open, if your profit and losses are open, that means you have a chance at two things. You have a chance for that, and I'm just going to say stock, but this applies to anything, whether it's crypto or options or anything. But if you have an open stock position, well, then you have a chance of that making you more money. But that's a two-sided coin. You also have a chance that could lose you money because it is open. There's a chance of both things. It can make you more money or it could lose you more money. On the flip side, if a position is closed, well, there's no chance. There's no chance that you're going to make any more money, but that is counterbalanced because there's no chance that you're going to lose any more money. So it's a balancing act. That's all open versus closed means. Now, let me show you an example because I get it. This is where things get tricky though, because there is that temptation where as long as you keep something open, maybe you've heard the saying, or maybe you will hear it, what? You don't lose until you sell, which is true. But what they're actually saying is, as long as you keep it open, there's a chance that loss may come back into the green. And that is true. And then you can close the position, which means you have no chance to make any more money, but at least you've now prevented you from losing money. So that's all. And you want to avoid that, by the way. The whole, well, you can't lose money unless you sell. Yeah, well, you definitely can. You definitely can because things can go down to zero. But I want to show you what an open position looks like, how it fluctuates within a broker, and then also just kind of reiterate what I just talked about there. And I picked this example because, it kind of makes me look bad because yes, it is a losing trade, but it just goes to show that when you have to make the choice and you choose, you want to make sure that you choose the best possible way.
You must choose, but choose wisely.
And as you're about to see, yeah, I didn't quite choose wisely. Now, this is my trading broker screen, and what you see here are a couple columns. You see open and you have closed. So as we've just talked about, anything that is in the open, well, that means there's a chance. There's a chance for what? Hopefully you're saying, well, there's a chance to either make more money or there's a chance to lose more money. Correct. And then over here, we have closed. And notice on this column right here, we have open 0. Meaning on this trade right here that I took, there is no longer any chance that I can make any more money or that I can lose any money. It's closed at $50. So that $50, it is what it is because I've taken that trade and now it just is what it is. There's no chance that it's going to make me any more money. No chance that it's going to lose any more money unless, of course, I open up another trade. And that's what I want to point out here because this secondary one is because I started a new trade. So I'm going to show you that it actually shows in the close 50, but then in the open, it's also showing a number. So I can completely get you saying, wait a second, I'm confused. It seems like two things are going on at once, and that's a very good observation. But again, I am making a new trade. So the first trade gave me the $50, but now I'm going to show you the results of the open of the second trade. So I want to really harp on that distinction because I can see how that could get confusing. But I did want to also show you this in a real-time event so you can understand what exactly is going on. So once again, trade number one made me $50, but I've taken another trade and that's where this number is coming from. But I want you to notice that right now, the open is minus 45. And at this point, I have a choice because there's a chance of what? Well, there's a chance that could go back to 0 and then change into green and then make me money. So I have not sold the position yet. But what else is there a chance of? Well, Hoyver's saying, well, Clay, yeah, there is a chance. You're right that could go back up to zero and then put you in, help or make you money. But there's also a chance that minus 45 could get even bigger. That's also true. So I chose to say, you know what? No. I've lost $45 right now, but yeah, I'm choosing to give it a chance to come back up. But let's see what happens. So let's get this playing. And now you can see it's 105, 115, 130, 110, 90. And now 85 there. So to see what I mean, it's in the heat of the moment, the open P&L, it's all over the place. You saw it from 45 jump up to 130. Now it's come up a little bit. So my loss is actually getting smaller, but that's what it looks like in the real world. That number, that open amount is going to be jumping all over the place. But let's keep it going. 75, 115, 145. You get the idea. 140, 135, 100. Just notice how it's changing. 155, 160, 200. And right there, I decided to take the loss. And that trade lost me $140. So I gave it a chance, and instead of losing only $45, I ended up losing $140. Now that's the whole hindsight thing. In hindsight, of course, if I knew it was going to go like that, I would have just gotten out at $45. But that's why trading is hard, because we're all really good traders and investors with hindsight. But lost $140, so let me explain the rest of the numbers here on the screen. Now I can see the confusion. Well, Clay, you told us you lost 140, so why is that not saying minus 140? Well, think about what that number was beforehand. That number was at 50, and that was from trade number 1. But then I took trade number 2, and by the time I closed that was at minus 140. So $50 plus trade number 2 of minus 140 is where I now have the $90 from. So $90 is my close. And once again, with the close, does that number have any sort of chance to change? And here's the key quiz question. If you can answer this, then you know you have this stuff nailed down. If you're saying, well, Clay, as of right now, no, it does not have the chance to change because the negative 90, that is a closed amount. You've closed the position, so it's at negative 90. But Clay, if you were to initiate trade number 3, then yes, that negative 90 does have the chance to change again because you can make a winning trade or a losing trade, which would affect that number because it's a new trade. So if you answered it like that, very well done. You definitely understand all angles of open and close in combination with how it works when you're opening or closing new trades within the same stock or the same, in this situation, I was doing options within the same strike price of the option. So that is all open and closed is. When things are open, there's a chance. Chance you could make money, chance you could, go from red back to green, also a chance you could go from green to red. So yeah, open, that's where the numbers are fluctuating, up and down, up and down. But when it's closed, things are settled, there's no more chance to make any money, but also there's no more chance that you're going to lose any money either. So if there are any other questions on this, please leave down below. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have. But yes, that's what an open and closed P&L, profit and loss, is all about. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.